Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Allotment Diaries. As always, if you are old here, new here, welcome. Thank you for joining me for today's video. Life has been a bit stressful. Yeah, it's the past couple of weeks, specifically this week as well, has been a bit of a nightmare. Everything that could go wrong seems to be going wrong, and I keep getting various massive hurdles thrown in front of me, which I'm not very happy about. But yeah, so I've not been feeling particularly great. I've been incredibly stressed, incredibly anxious. I feel like my head is about to explode, but at least I have the plot. That's the one thing I know I definitely have in my life at the moment. Don't worry, Mr. Mindful Grower is fine, we're fine, in case people, for whatever bizarre reason, think that there's something wrong. There isn't. We're absolutely fine. But yeah, life has a crazy way of throwing a massive amount of stuff at you. And you're kind of expected to deal with it, but yeah, I'm not going to go into details. It's too complex for me to even begin to verbalize, but I didn't really want to be all like, oh yeah, everything's fine, hi, spring, plants, fruit, vegetables, because that's not, you know, that is what this channel is about. But there will also be times where I feel pretty crap, and you know, I'm not going to have a nice bubbly intro. So yeah, we'll get that out of the way first of all. We are due, as I'm sure quite a lot of you probably are, over the next week or so, some excellent weather. There's not going to be much rain, but we're going to have quite a lot of sunshine, warmth, which is perfect. Everything seems to have had another growth spurt up on the plot. So I'll go through some bits and pieces that I planted yesterday. I did come up yesterday afternoon for a bit just to kind of get out of the flat and stop myself from going insane. The one constant throughout all of this upheaval and stress that I'm going through at the moment is that I have the plot and I have the ability to come up and just chill out and be around a quiet, calming space, which, you know, that's the name of the channel, Mindful Grower. We're about being mindful and trying not to stress out about stuff. So yeah, so I've been utilising the plots quite a lot over the past couple of days. We've got some bits to do over the weekend as well. We're going to be putting the potting bench up, so that should be a laugh. So yeah, let me now give you a little show and tell of what's been going on. Before I show you around the plot, I just thought I'd show you the apple tree. Isn't it looking beautiful? Look at all the blossom. It's finally decided to show its beauty now, which is great, because I didn't see, we got the plot in August last year, so I've not actually seen the tree in blossom and kind of its early life. So it's been really nice to kind of watch it go from, you know, autumn, winter into spring. So I'm looking forward to the apples. I mean, I believe it's a red apple tree. I don't particularly like red apples, but I'm pretty sure I know plenty of people who do. But yeah, isn't it beautiful? Absolutely stunning. So I thought I'd do a final tulip update. The pinky, reddy, corally, miscellaneous coloured ones have pretty much, well, they've died off now. All the petals have blown away in the wind. But these beauties that we have in front of me have absolutely shot up. I'm trying to, I mean, the shed is quite low, and the hanging basket is quite low, and obviously the tub is high, but they're practically touching the bottom of the hanging basket. For some reason, these darker ones have kind of really accelerated in growth compared to the other ones. I mean, these are, you know, they're down here, whereas these are up here, and I haven't fed them. I've done nothing to them. In fact, you know, for a while I kind of forgot about them and didn't water them, and you know, wind, rain, frost, snow, it's kind of had it all. But yeah, super happy that they've flowered, and just look, let me just get that colour for you. Look at that. Isn't that absolutely stunning? They are gorgeous. I don't want them to die because I waited so long for them to flower, and they're in the dying days of their life. But you know, as with everything good comes to an end eventually. But yeah, super happy that I've managed to enjoy these, and they were the right, at least one right colour from what was on the packet. So it's been a really nice memory of our trip to Amsterdam. And yeah, just super happy. Look at that. The video just does not do it just the colour justice at all. I'm trying not to fiddle with the settings too much because I don't want to kind of overexpose everything, but you know, that's a very good representation of the colour at the moment. But yeah, really pretty. I've also done a couple of aesthetic things to the shed, because you know I have to. So I bought this cute little Sebastian from the RHS Cardiff Flower Show back at the middle of April. He wasn't that expensive. I think he was about £5 or something. So yeah, he's been sitting in the tulip tub enjoying the sights and sounds of his friend Sebastian and all the other birds. But I just thought it was really cute to kind of, you know, go with the decor, as it were. And I quite like the fact that it's going to rust down and, you know, kind of go red, which is obviously, you know, what a robin is. So excellent stuff. I've also put up some bunting because everybody has to put bunting on this shed. It's kind of compulsory, isn't it? But I've decided to go for a slightly muted colour because I don't really want to draw too much attention to the shed, because there have been issues with people getting into the plot before we arrived, so I didn't want to bring too much attention to the shed, although she says that. And then the next thing is some little copper solar lights to go around there, so not bringing attention to the shed at all in any way. But at least with the solar lights, you can turn them on and off, so after we leave in the evenings I'll make sure they're off, so you know it's not a beacon of light for scoundrels. Yeah, these tulips again looking beautiful. These are the ones of died back. I don't understand if anyone can kind of give me some sort of hypothesis as to why the other ones haven't grown as much. I mean, it may well be because I didn't turn it enough in the light. It could just be light related, but these just seem to be like 2 or 3 times larger than the other ones, and there's been no extra feeding or watering. They've all been treated the same, so I don't know, but I'm glad these ones have come up. They're just so pretty. I like them. Right, and then one final thing to add to the aesthetics is a delightful wind chime. Beautiful. Yeah, I can't have wind chimes in my flat, so I thought, what other place can I put a wind chime that will be slightly more appreciated by myself and other people? So I've put the wind chime in the window, and it's such a melodic and beautiful sound. So yeah, that's the aesthetic side. The shed is still the shed. Not much has been done to it. I mean, we've tidied up some bits and pieces on the floor. The potting bench will be going up on the weekend, so that'll be fun to watch. I'll do a time lapse because if I filmed it all, it'll take about 7 hours probably. So I'm just looking for shelving to go up there, and then we can kind of sort out all this stuff and put it into a bit more of a manageable space and give it a tidy up. I've also got, if I just move back here, a tool tidy. Can't remember where I got it from. I think it was greenfingers.com or .co.uk. I'm not 100% sure what the web address is, but I think it's about £10, but it's ideal for all our tools instead of them being all kind of piled up in that corner and slipping down and everything. It's a lot safer to have them in this, so happy with that purchase. It's not, you know, aesthetically, because I have to be awkward, it's not the ideal thing. I would have preferred something kind of wrought iron and a bit vintage and shabby chic, but you know, you have to work with the money you've got, and I have not a lot at the moment. So yeah, so just a simple tool tidy to go on that side of the shed. And yeah, so not much going on in the shed apart from the potting bench at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I will be able to update you later on in the month with some other developments. So I'll just go through a few bits that I've got at the front of the shed before I move on to the rest of the plot. I've potted up, I had a spare lavender which needed to be planted. I wasn't going to put it over where the other lavender is, so I wanted it kind of by the shed. So I've potted that one up. It's looking a little bit sorry for itself, but I think it'll be okay. I've given it a good water and feed and everything, so hopefully that'll spring back to life in a couple of days. I went to, if any of you are familiar with Cardiff or live in Cardiff, you may have heard of Butte Park, massive park in the centre of the city. They've recently started selling plants in a nursery, and they're really cheap, but they're really good quality. So I've bought a few herbs. I've got here some Moroccan mint, because I've been to Morocco a couple of times now and I absolutely love traditional Moroccan mint tea. So I decided to get some mint to make my own mint tea, so I'm going to be potting those up in a couple of days. I also bought from the nursery this beautiful plant that I cannot pronounce and will not pronounce at the moment, but it's great for pollinators, so I decided to get that one. It is looking a little bit sorry for itself. I'm going to deadhead some of the flowers that have died and some of the leaves that have discoloured, just to make sure, you know, that it's not expending any unnecessary energy on anything. So I've potted that one up, and I had delivery yesterday, 2 days ago, sorry, of our patio blackberry opal blackberry bush. So it's a dwarf patio variety. I believe it's thornless. So I've potted that one up into, well, I think this might be a 20 litre pot. I'm not 100% sure. It did say 5 litres. I couldn't find a 5 litre pot, so I've put it in this one. It'll have plenty of room to grow, so it means I'm not having to repot it all the time. So I've given that a good compost and fertiliser mix and given it a water in, so hopefully that should get going very soon. So in the flurry of activity that went on yesterday, I forgot to get my camera out. So we built the potting bench, which I'll show you in a minute, but I'm going to carry on now and do the rest of the plot and catch you up on what's been going on. So we'll start at the top of the plot by the raised beds. The first one here we have our cabbages. Not 100% sure if these are weeds or the first signs of life with the cabbages. I'd like to think it was actually cabbages, but we'll keep an eye. Actually, hang on a minute, I can see something coming through there. Not 100% sure what it's meant to look like, but things are definitely growing in this raised bed. So if we come over now to the second bed, oh, it's really hot today. Right, so down here we have our little gem lettuces. Again, I'm not sure if they are weeds or the start of lettuces. I'm not 100% sure. However, up here, just trying to get up, we have some excellent growth with the pea shoots. Over the past week they really have shot up, and I'm not sure how much longer it will be before we can actually start harvesting them to eat, but I'm led to believe that they do grow quite quickly. So I'll definitely be keeping an eye on these over the next couple of weeks. and then hopefully getting to taste them, which I'm really excited about because I've never tried them before. So it'll be interesting to try something new, but they have popped up nicely. And then if we come over here, the start of the herb bed, there isn't much in there at the moment. I've got 2 chive plants at the back there. I've got a sage. Hopefully going back to Butte Pot Nurseries in the next week or so to get some more chives, some more sage, and I'm going to try and get some thyme and lemon balm as well. Down here, I've put the seed ball tea mix balls. I've scattered them around the bottom here, giving them a good water, so hopefully, fingers crossed, they should start sprouting relatively quickly. I'm hoping with the warm weather that it will kind of accelerate their growth a bit, and I'm hoping that I've not left it too late to put them in. It should be okay. I mean, everything's trying to catch up from all the horrible weather we've had, but yeah, so that is starting to look quite nice. And then over here, oh, excuse me, the lavender is looking beautiful. Yeah, they're all coming up rather nicely. The wildflower seed balls, they don't seem to be doing anything. I mean, I know that it's not just going to flower instantly. You know, I know you have to wait for these things, but I just can't seem to see any kind of progress. I mean, I don't know if you can see that very well. There's a seed ball there. But nothing seems to be kind of happening, so I don't know if I've done something wrong or if the soil isn't the right kind of soil. I mean, the weeds are growing rather well, and I've tried to put some compost and some bits and pieces on to kind of help stuff, but there doesn't seem to be much sign of life, so mixed results at the moment. I mean, aside from the lavender, it's, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on there, but you know, I'll leave it a while. I know these things are meant to be slow growing, but yeah, fingers crossed in the next couple of weeks I might be able to show you a bit more progress. So moving on to the onion patch, and these are coming up rather nicely. Really happy with the progress of these. Don't think we need to worry too much about these at the moment. And let's go to the potato section, and I think we have some signs of life. I think that might be some potato leaves flourishing. If someone would like to tell me otherwise, if that's weeds, then please do comment down below. And we've got some stuff coming up here, I think, as well, over there. That's looking quite good. Hopefully those are potatoes, but we are keeping an eye on things. So yeah, fingers crossed that is definitely potatoes. And finally, over here we have our little carrot section, and they are all coming up rather lovely. I still keep finding little baby carrots every now and again, but they're few and far between now. So yeah, so these are coming up very nice as well. So everything at the moment is growing really well. We're just making sure, obviously, with the weather and everything, that they're all getting a good drink. And finally, I can reveal the new potting bench. She's sat in the corner there, looking very beautiful. She's a little bit wonky, but so am I, and so is the shed, so she fits in fine. It's got this really nice kind of tinny type material on top, which is great for when I'm potting up the hanging baskets and little pots and planters, so it's easy to clean. There's a little shelf along the top there. I've got a seed tin as well, which I've left those out to remind me to bring up the next time so they can stay safe in a tin. And underneath there is another shelf, so I'm probably going to put the bird food and some other bits and pieces down there, so we've got some space on the walls for shelving and stuff like that. So yeah, this little corner is coming along nicely now. Just need to get the paint on. I think I'll probably as well varnish this wood, so if it gets wet and stuff like that it's protected, because I don't want it to kind of warp and you know, get really manky before it's due to get manky really. So yeah, it's absolutely sweltering in this shed. I can just feel sweat dripping down my cheek. So yeah, shed is coming along. Just need to paint the walls, put some shelves up and another shelf along there, and then this, aside from a few little rudimentary knickknacks to brighten the place up, will be done. So I think we're going to leave it here for today. It's really warm and I think we just want to sit out and enjoy the sunshine for a bit. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you do like these videos, then please do give us a thumbs up and subscribe. It really does mean a lot to both of us. Hopefully this weather will continue for the next week at least. In the next episode I should have taken delivery of my lobelia for the hanging baskets, and also some wild pansies as well, so we'll pop those out in the next episode. So until then, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this glorious sunny weather and happy gardening. Bye.